Right, welcome to one of the latest engine swaps added to Gran Turismo 7. This is the Porsche 356 Carrera Speedster. Now, why I'm gonna put emphasis on the Speedster because the standard 356 Carrera already has an engine swap from the Porsche 959. Well, the Speedster was late to a party and never received that engine swap until now. So today we're gonna test it out to see how good this vehicle is and is it a fun engine swap that's actually usable. So with that being said, let's take the vehicle around circuit. Now this is a fully upgraded Speedster, so it produces 226 brake horsepower and comes in a weight of 772 kg. So the vehicle is extremely lightweight and produces a little bit of power. Look, it's not the most powerful thing out there, so when I found myself coming up against McLaren's, Lamborghini, Aventadors, I am quite shocked. Sorry, not Aventadors, Murciélagos. Yeah, it is quite surprising. But when it comes to the handling of the Porsche, when it comes to cornering, this vehicle is fantastic. It's really good. Under braking, it's also good. It's not bad. Look, you're not traveling at a super high speed that you really need to worry about, like, oh, I'm gonna overshoot the corner. No, that should not be a concern of yours with this vehicle. Look, it's okay. Its biggest downfall is honestly its lack of power. But with the engine swap, well, we can change that. Now we see it's actually not doing too bad on this side, so I thought we really would have gone cars flying past us, but a 1 minute 52 second lap time for our first lap is not too shabby. We are just getting held up by the opponents right now because when it comes to cornering, that is where we shine. The vehicle through cornering, it's extremely stable, it's point and shoots, and it's honestly such a fun vehicle. And this is with the fact that we only have rear downforce. We don't have the ability to change the front end downforce, and even though we don't have that ability, the car's still good at handling. It's still a super fun vehicle to use around corners, especially around very twisty circuits. It's so much fun because that's where it thrives, in the corners. So what we're gonna do now is jump into the Porsche Carrera and see what it's like with the 959 engine in it. Now, unlike the Speedster, this car has no downforce. You cannot tweak any downforce, and because of that it is extremely sketchy. With it having less than a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, yes, it has more power than it has weight, so it is a bit sketchy. Even with us having racing soft tires on all four corners, the vehicle just has no grip. It's extremely sketchy to drive. It's like all over the place, it whips about. And I can tell you now, the Carrera, the Speedster, handled so much better in this vehicle. We're traveling at such higher top speeds that we really will brake so much sooner, and it really just, it kills the overall driving experience because it's too powerful. There's way too much power for this vehicle to handle, and it just ruins the joy. You don't really feel excited or happy to drive it. You don't want to keep driving the vehicle. Don't get me wrong, it is fast, because when we get on the straightaway, we see that this vehicle absolutely just chugs along. First lap, a 1 minute 48, but remember, I ran into a wall. This vehicle can hit 300 kilometers per hour with absolute ease, but the issue comes in when you need to start slowing down. So hopefully when we engine swap the Speedster, we don't really have the same issue. So now in GT Auto, we see that the engine swap will cost us 1,075,000 credits, making it the most expensive engine swap we have this month. So we need to see, is it actually worth engine swapping? So we see, if we look at the stats, we gain weight. We do almost 100 kgs gets added into a vehicle, but we instantly almost double the power. But if we look at the performance point stats, this is where it gets interesting. we see the vehicle was at 613 performance points, but with the engine swap being added, it drops to 610 performance points. Now when the AI struggles to drive the vehicle, the performance points drops. So that just goes to show you we should have some issues or a bit of a struggle when it comes to driving this vehicle. So let us now just purchase this engine swap for over 1 million credits and take it to the tuning shop to add as much power as possible to this vehicle. Here we have it, a fully upgraded engine swap Porsche 356A/1500 GS GT Carrera Speedster from 1956. Yo, that's a mouthful. So this car fully upgraded now. We see it has 817 kgs, 843 brake horsepower, and that's a power to weight ratio of 0.95. Oh, it's gonna be sketchy to drive, and you gotta remember we only have 200 downforce on the rear. But look, that's still better than the regular 356 Carrera. So hopefully the 200 downforce in the rear will just help out. So now let's take it back on out to circuit to experience what this. I hope it's not chaotic, but it's most likely gonna be chaotic vehicle actually feels like. So now let's see, we are doing currently 300 kilometers per hour before we slam on the brakes. This is so much better than the standard 356. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, I'm not being dramatic. Just braking, going to the first corner, I can immediately feel this is so much better. Okay, so that's just a wake up call to say, you know what, look, you need to start braking a lot earlier because we are traveling at a lot higher of a speed. Yeah, that was a real wake up call to show you that, hey, we still don't have front downforce. So the whole front end is lifted off the ground there. I wish we could have better brakes on this vehicle. If we could have better brakes, whoa, it would be a mess, because this car would be so good. But honestly, the brakes are what is letting this vehicle down, because the way it delivers its power, it doesn't feel as violent as the other 356. It's a lot smoother, and yes, it does light up the rear wheels. It spins going into fourth, but it just hunkers down, it puts its power down, and you go fast. But the thing is, now when we need front downforce. No front downforce, no good. Look, it's still better than having no downforce at all. But if we have front downforce, it would be so much better. You are unable to take it as fast as you possibly could because you have no downforce. Why we have no downforce for it? Who knows? Give me a small lip in the front. Allow me to tweak it even to 100 downforce in the front. Something. Having it sit at 0, you aren't doing this vehicle any justice at all. So we see I could have set a lap time of a 1 minute 35.731, but due to the fact that I cannot link every single lap up, due to the fact of there's so much inconsistency with this vehicle, that it becomes a bit of a problem. But to show you that this is still a better option, what we are gonna do is jump into your standard 356, the hard top, and I'm just gonna show you lap time wise what this vehicle is. So we see a first lap of a 1 minute 43, That's a lot slower than the convertible compared to a roadster, due to the fact of the handling of this Porsche is so much worse. I struggle really putting the power down, being able to set a decent clean line, because I just have to fight. Because you just have to fight the car, you have to fight the vehicle. So with you fighting a vehicle, you're losing time. The vehicle isn't putting the power down, it's not doing what it needs to do to set fast lap times. And due to that, that's what I'm gonna say, if you are gonna engine swap one of the 356 Porsches, do it in the Roadster. The Roadster is the much more easier vehicle to understand drive, due to the fact that it does have downforce, whereas this 356 is sketchy at the best of times. So look, if you are gonna have to engine swap one of them, go with the Roadster. But the engine swap in general, in my opinion, it's too much power for these vehicles. The cars are gonna not be able to handle, and you don't really enjoy the vehicle because you have to put so much work into just trying to control the vehicle. You lose that fun aspect, that joyful aspect. I'll be real with you, I honestly prefer the Roadster with its standard engine in it compared to the 959. Yes, we are able to go a lot faster. I mean, we're getting 300 kilometers per hour now, but you don't enjoy the handling, the feeling of the vehicle. But then again, maybe I'm just a bad tuner. Maybe it's just me doing the vehicle an injustice. I know there's probably someone out there who's mastered, perfected a setup for this vehicle. But with me having not the best tuning skills, and I mean, I'm an average player just like you. Hey, you might be a professional, I don't know. I'm not the best, and I'm just okay. I'm having fun with the vehicle, but it's not something that's gonna really blow me away. Let me just put it like that.